have got to tell y'all what just happened, because I'm pretty sure my nanny has her thoughts. This is some shit. Okay, so I'm going out on tour today. I got Jackson and Memphis the next 2 nights, and my nanny is 87 years old. Okay, I don't like leaving town without there being somebody here with her. So my aunt came in from out of town. Now, any man over 18 understands that as soon as you become a man, your grandmama, your great-grandmama, and your mama, they all involve you in little house restoration projects way before you've heard anything about them. And Nanny is the world's worst about it, because Nanny likes to get turned up and be real ambitious. So this morning, I went over to her house to have coffee with her because I wanted to tell her bye and love her neck. Well, I showed up with a new bottle of Bailey's because Nanny likes to get turned. She goes in there and she pours her a cup, 2/3 Bailey's and 1/3 coffee, and she comes in there and sits in the den. My aunt's in town taking care of her, and we're out there. Well, Nanny's about 2 cups of Bailey's and a splash of coffee in, and she starts to get real ambitious. Okay? She says, Zach, I got a project. I said, Nanny, nothing surprises me more than that in this whole world. But I'm not doing no projects this week. I'm going to be gone. She goes, well, when you get back, you need to do this project for me. I want to rebuild that fence out there and put some fresh lattice up around my garden. Well, my aunt is sitting there and she understands that I'm busy. She's like, well, Nanny, how about me and Patty do it? You know, how about me and my friend do it? That way we can take some load off of Zach. And she looked at her and she goes, you don't know how to do that. My aunt says, well, Zach can tell us how to do it. So I'm sitting there and I'm explaining to them the process of building this fence to where it'll withstand wind. Digging the holes, making sure that the boards are straight, putting concrete around it. And I told them straight up and down like 6 o'clock. I said, whenever you put the boards in there and you put the concrete around it, the most important thing is you get you a tamp, which is a rod or a 2x4, and you have got to tamp around them posts so it will tighten up them posts and the wind won't blow them down and they're not all wavy, because if y'all do a shit job, I'm gonna have to come back and redo it. Now, this is about the time that Nanny got up to go fix her 4th cup of 2/3 Bailey's, 1 splash of coffee. So Nanny's getting real right this morning, okay? Like I said, she likes to turn up. Now, I'm sitting there and I'm stressing to my aunt and her friend that you have to make sure that the hole is completely filled with concrete around the post, tamp it down, and I told them, I said, once you get it good and tight, wet it. Now, Nanny walks right back into the den about this time. And as she heard me say, it's gotta be tight and you have to wet it, she sits down. My 87-year-old grandma, Nanny, sits down on the couch, takes a sip of Bailey's and coffee, looks directly at my aunt and says, how do you think I kept your daddy, my husband, for 56 years? You got to keep that shit wet and tight, baby. And drank from that cup. I have never laughed so hard in my life. Nanny, you are 87 years old. You can't be nasty talking over coffee. I have been crying laughing for the last 45 minutes and my aunt is still on the floor in the fetal position. God! If y'all could see this sweet old lady with her perm and her moo-moo and her house slippers telling my aunt that you gotta keep that shit wet and tight. Oh, my day's made. I might retell this story on stage tonight. Shit.